Okay, Nick, so you have surface area is equal to 2 times LW plus LT plus TW. Now, you cross out the LW. Eventually you can, but actually right at this moment to cross it out here would be incorrect because L times W is not 0, but the derivative is. So if we take the derivative of the surface area with respect to T, we have 2 times, and then the derivative of each of these things in the sum. So the derivative of LT there with respect to little t plus the derivative of TW with respect to little t, which you do that in your next to last line. You do that in what you have, okay? But at this point, right, you can indeed get rid of that because we know from the previous work that that derivative must be 0. And so you just have this. Now, you wrote SA prime is equal to the thing up here without the this thing up here without the LW. Well, that's not true. I mean, SA prime is not that. It is this one down here. And that is true. Okay, so you just have to be careful. I mean, you've got the right idea. You just have to be really careful about what you write. Now, so this is indeed what you want to take the derivative of. And so that is, since t is a constant, you would have just t times dl dt plus t times dw dt. Okay, now you have in your picture you have the full product rule for these two things as your next to last line, and that is actually correct. I mean, that's if we don't assume uppercase T as a constant, you get what you have in your next to last line, which is fine. But then, given that T is a constant, we know that this term in each case is 0, since uppercase T is a constant. And so it would collapse to what I have. Now, your very last line, you did some sort of voodoo math because you pulled a T out of things that there is no T. So let me kind of come down here and write down what you had. So with the T being a constant, you should get this, okay, because of the 0 there and the fact that if uppercase T is just a constant, it factors out of these other two expressions and you just get those derivatives. Now, let's look at what you have. You know, you have SA prime is equal to 2 times L times dt like that, plus T times dl dt, and that is correct. And then you have that like so, plus W dt like that, plus T dw dt. Oops, there we go. Okay, and that line where you have that is absolutely correct. And again, you know, if uppercase T is a constant, then that term and that term will just become 0. But if they don't, you factored out a t. Well, you can't in one sense. Now you could, but what you would get is if I pull a t out of everything in here, I would get 2t. But now, how do I get that from multiplying uppercase T times something? Oh, well, I would have to divide by it. So I would have that like this, and then dl dt. So I would have that if I factored that uppercase T out, and similarly here, I would need an uppercase T under there with my W, and then plus dW dt. Because otherwise, when I multiply through by the uppercase T, I would not end up with this upper line here. So you needed those, but that's, in the end, that's neither here nor there, because that is 0 and that is 0 by our assumptions of uppercase T being a constant. And so that just gets you right back to this situation. And so that's where, using those assumptions, you get this, and then I'm trying to think what else is in there. Let's see, I'm kind of looking it up here for the moment. And yeah, you were asking about the 2, and the question is, did I leave something out somewhere? But I don't think so. So equation 1, let's see, equation 1 from the volume, yeah, task 1.5, task 1.5 asks you to, it doesn't specifically say show this, but this is what it wants you to do, is it wants you to get dW dt is minus W over L times dL dt. And so if I have that, I can substitute that in here for dW dt, I guess, and so at that point I would have my surface area derivative, right? Surface area derivative, because that's what we have there, as 2t, and then we had, I think, dl dt, okay, dl dt, and then minus W over L dl dt. And so, yeah, I think equation let's see, so I think I'm trying to look, let's see, equation 2, yeah, I think equation 2 and then 3 are indeed missing a factor of 2. Okay, so yeah, just looking at it now, so if your question is what happened to the 2, well, I'm guessing I left it out of task 1.7 as I was typing things up, and then it just disappeared after that. So I would agree that we probably, it looks like as I'm talking to you, it looks like we ought to have a factor of 2 tossed into task 1.7 and 1.8. However, I will say that it doesn't change the punchline. Okay, so the punchline is all about what's happening to S over V, and since V is constant, whatever it is, then we care about what S is doing. Is it growing or diminishing? And in 110, we point out that ds dt is greater than 0, and that 2 doesn't matter on that. So yeah, unfortunately I'll have to go back and fix that, but unfortunately, yes, there should be this factor of 2, but again, it doesn't change anything about the punchline of what we're really trying to look at, as well as this T could be also left out of that conversation, although I'm glad it wasn't. At least it was only the 2. Okay, so hopefully that helps. I'll send this on to you, and you can let me know if you have some more questions.